What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking the best power forwards in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 50,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, multiple videos a day. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. So a couple things I do want to mention before we actually start ranking is, number one, I capped this list at 7'3". Didn't include anybody on this above 7'3", just because that creates a bit more difference between the power forward position and the center position. Yes, I understand a GOAT Wimby or a GOAT Simbalar or GOAT George Marasan, some of the craziest, most expensive cards in the game, they can play power forward. Even like an Invincible Wimby can play power forward. A lot of those guys. But I didn't want to include all those guys on this list because then the list would look pretty much exactly the same as the center list. So I thought this would give it a little bit more variety. Additionally, did not include guys who are small forward eligible. So a GOAT Dirk or a GOAT Giannis or a GOAT Bol, who are both power forward, all power forwards and can play power forward well too. Again, are only on the small forward list. Just creates more versatility and difference between these lists. Now, we'll start with Serge Ibaka, who's a solid card. I think he's A. I think he's B. I don't think he's got great size, and I think that does hold him back a little bit. But at the same time, he is a solid, well-rounded power forward. He's got great sigs, really good jumper, like really solid card for a 100 overall power forward. Very similar to a to a 100 overall Tim Duncan or somebody like that. Dwight Howard's jumper is trash. I think he stinks. There's several cards like this that just aren't very good on this list, but Dwight Howard I don't think is very good. I think he's D tier. I'm giving Arvydas S tier because he's 99 everything and he's 7'3" with a good jumper. He doesn't actually have great sigs, but he doesn't really need them because he's so big and so versatile and has a great jumper and everything. I do think he is S tier. Karl-Anthony Towns, similarly to Serge Ibaka, solid but not completely unbelievable card. I think he's B. I wouldn't put him higher than that, but he's a good option. Chris Bosh is a tier above Dwight Howard, but I don't think he is a B tier guy either at this point. Doesn't really have any shot creation ability. He's just like a solid shooter and good stats and badges, 6'11", but doesn't have ridiculous size or off the dribble ability or anything like that. He's fine, but not ridiculous. Joel Embiid is going to be our second S tier of the video. I am realizing I might have a little bit too many guys to put all of the top tier guys in S tier, but Embiid is a 7-footer with a great jumper, great sigs, and I think while he's going to be one of the lower cards in S tier, he's still a really good GOAT card at the power forward position. Definitely a great option. Miles Turner, I think he's a little worse than a Serge Ibaka or Karl-Anthony Towns, mainly because I don't think his jumper is that great. Otherwise, he's a very good card, but the jumper does hold him back a bit. That's why I got him in C tier. DeMarcus Cousins, D tier. This card blows. Terrible jumper, and he's undersized too. He's just not very good. Dwight Howard is a fun Invincible, but he still is only 6'11". He's a lot better than his 100 overall card is, but I don't know if he's quite A tier. If he is, it's low A. He does have a really good jumper. I'll give him low A. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I do think he's better than a Cat or an Ibaka. Chet Holmgren, same level as Cat and Ibaka. Not the shot creator that either of them are, but he is a big, versatile quality defender with good defensive animations. Would rather have him than a guy like Miles Turner or Chris Bosh, so I got him in the B tier. I think KP is low A as well, just because he is 7'2", which is huge, but his jumper isn't unbelievable. He really doesn't have any shot creation to speak of. That being said, the size and the switchability defensively that he still provides is still very valuable and still puts him in the A tier for me. Brook Lopez is another solid A tier option in my opinion. A guy who is 7'1" with a good jumper, solid movement, like a good card. Not quite as good as the GOATs, but definitely still a very good option. Joakim Noah, another solid 6'11" power forward with a very good release. He's very similar to a Karl-Anthony Towns or Serge Ibaka, although he doesn't quite have the sigs those guys have, but I do think he's a pretty solid card, and I do think he is a B tier option. Joel Embiid, I'm actually going to go C tier for Embiid. He's got no real shot creation to speak of, and also a jumper that I don't think is quite as good. He's also not quite as big as somebody like, for example, a Chet Holmgren or something like that. I'm just not that big of a fan of 100 overall Embiid. I think he's C tier. Dino Raja, 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan. He doesn't have the 7'11" wingspan he used to have. That being said, he still has a very good release, great sigs, great. I mean, he's a GOAT card. He's got perfect stats and badges. I'm trying to decide if he is S tier or A tier. Looking at this list, there are clearly a few guys on this list that are definitely still better than him, but that's size. I'm going to go high A for now. We might move up to S. We'll see. Zion D, this card's 6'6", and he's terrible. I don't understand why he was... This was the Season 7 Pro Pass card. I have no idea why. He stinks. D tier. Nate Thurman, not as good as Brook Lopez, but solid, 6'11" with great stats and badges and a good jump shot. He just doesn't do a ton off the dribble. He's not special. I think he's probably pretty close to Ibaka and Cat. He's a good card. He's not ridiculous. Greg Oden I like a lot. In fact, I like him more than KP. I'm going to put him A tier. 7 foot with a good jumper and pretty good sigs. That's a solid card. He's got a good player build too. I like him a lot. AD, don't like his jumper at all. I think 100 overall AD is another pretty easy D tier to me. I don't think he's very good. Shaq is S tier, 7'1" with perfect sigs and an absolutely incredible jumper, as well as a nasty player build and great animations. Shaq is one of the best cards on this list. Bull, I know he's 7'3", he's B tier. His jumper stinks and he doesn't have much shot creation ability. This card is very underwhelming. Both his Dark Matter and his 100 overall were certainly underwhelming. Now his GOAT card's best small forward in the game, but before that, his cards weren't very good this year, honestly. Dikembe Mutombo is borderline S, but I think I'm going to go A. He is 7'2" with an absolutely money jumper, but there are several guys in this list that are still better than him, and I want to have a relatively well-balanced list. I really like Dikembe, but I'm going to go A tier with him as well as Dino Raja. Molis Reed is going to go high C for me. Awesome jumper, but not a lot else. No real off the dribble ability or anything. I think he's fine, but I don't think he's great. Patrick Ewing, another very solid A tier 7-footer with a solid jumper, great SIGs, great stats and badges, really good card. He's top of A tier with guys like Dino and Dikembe, but I don't think I'd put him higher than that. George Mikan, another D tier, another guy who is good jumper, but he's only 6'10", doesn't have a great player, but he does have Curry Escape as well, but the rest of his SIGs aren't special, and I just don't think he's good enough to go above the C tier. Dirk's going to be another B tier, solid jumper, good stats, a little bit of movement, I guess, but not insane. He is 7 foot, but I don't think he's spectacular. I think B tier is fair for this Dirk card specifically. S tier for Wilt as well, very similar to Shaq. They're 7'1" with an 8-foot wingspan. He's a big, switchable quality guy who's got a great jumper and great perfect SIGs. Like, he's an incredible card, unsurprisingly, but a definite S tier nonetheless. Wilt Chamberlain is another very solid big. I think he's a little bit better than KP. I'll go A tier for him. He's 7'1" with an absolutely awesome jumper, big player build. Both of his cards are great. I think his 100 overall is an A tier, whereas his GOAT card is an S tier. Hakeem is another S tier. He's got Patty Sexton, which is arguably the best jumper in the game. I personally think it is. And perfect SIGs at 7 foot with a quality player build, 7'8" wingspan. He's an absolute beast. Big Z, one of the best cards on this list for sure. I do think he is, I mean, maybe tops, honestly. 7'3" with an absolutely spectacularly fast jump shot. SIGs are actually okay too, especially for that size. He's an awesome card, a no-brainer S tier, no doubt about it. Tim Duncan, another B tier with guys like Cat and Ibaka. Solid jump shot, actually very good jump shot, decent movement, but he's only 6'11". He's not spectacular at this point in the year, but he's still a good card. I think KP is another one who's very close to like top of A, maybe S. He doesn't have quite the SIGs of the S tier guys. He is 7'2" with a very good jumper and some solid movement. He's very, very good. I don't know if I want to put him S tier. I think, you know what? I'm going to put him low S. I think that's fair. I think KP is really, really good. Big Z, Zubac, not Big Z. Big Z is Jonas Ilgauskas. Big Zoo. Ivica Zubac is, I actually think, okay. I don't know if he's B or C, though. I haven't really looked too in depth at that card and his SIGs, to be honest. So real quickly, I'm going to pull him up before I make that final decision. Obviously still has 99 everything, as a 7-footer with a 7'4" wingspan. His movement is pretty, I mean, he's got Kemba Trey, he's got a decent jumper, Pro 2. He's got his own shot, but it's not awful. And he does have Pro 2 fade. It is on very good. I mean, honestly, he's not bad. I think B is fine. I'm going to leave Zoo in B. I think he's a solid option. Ewing, another terrible 100 overall. No-brainer D tier. That card sucked. David Robinson, I wish his jumper was more consistent, but it's not. He's got Patty Oscar. I know his stats are SIGs are perfect, but Patty Oscar's just not that consistent. I think he's a tier below these guys personally. I think he's in that top of A with Dikembe, Ewing, and Raja more than he is in the bottom of S with KP and B to Wilt. So that's just my opinion. Kwame, he's fine. I mean, he's probably B. If Joakim Noah is B, you know what? I'll just move them both to C. I don't think this Kwame is that good. I'd rather have Serge Ibaka for sure. I didn't adore his jumper. I think Joakim's good too, but both those guys feel like top of C guys, not bottom of B in my opinion. Giannis is a bottom of B guy. He is only 6'11", but he's got great, I mean, he's got a great jumper, still has those Giannis animations, still quality defensively. I was really disappointed this card couldn't play small forward when he came out, and I still wish he could, but as a power forward, he's still a very solid option. Kareem is an obvious S, 7'2" with an absolute strap. He's basically Shaq, but slightly bigger player build. They're both two of the best cards in this list. Easy S tiers. 100 overall, Shaq is going to be another lower A tier guy with Wilt and KP. Very good, but not quite good enough to probably crack the S tier. In fact, I would say they're lower A for sure. Bam Adebayo is C. He's 6'9". If he was taller, he'd be better because his jumper is good. He's got those good stats and badges. I mean, all these guys have basically 9 and everything, though. Animations and height matter a lot, and Bam's got a great jumper, but he doesn't have great SIGs, and he's 6'9". It's just not going to cut it. Domantas Sabonis, similar story. He's just 6'10" and doesn't have insane animations. He's not that great. He's not horrible, but on this list, he's C tier. And then you have Invincible Shaq, who is definitely at least A. F, KP, and D-Rob, you are going to get S. I'm going to move D-Rob up. I think he's the best card in A tier. I think even with the jumper being a little baited, he's 7'1" with perfect SIGs. I think he's better than Shaq. Shaq is A, D-Rob is S. And I think that allows us to finish off this video really well. Honestly, a pretty well-rounded tier list. A maximum of 10 cards in any specific tier, so pretty darn solid all the way around. I like the way it looks, and I hope y'all do enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.